All right, it's time. I don't know how else to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. But first I just wanna say thank you to everyone who has followed us throughout the years. Thank you for those who have been with us since week 1 when we sold everything and we left our home. Thank you to those of you that have been with us through the ups and the downs. You've seen us journey from country to country. You saw the birth of our 3rd child, Callahan. You watched the 3 of our kids grow up together. You saw the highs, the victories, and you saw the lows and the heartbreaks. We're so grateful for our lifestyle and for this journey we've had together as a family and together with you, because without you, it wouldn't have been possible for us to do this. So one more time, thank you. As of with all good things, it needs to come to an end. Unless you can figure out the next chapter, and then the story can keep going. And that's what I want for the Bucket List family. I don't want this to come to an end. I want a next chapter. So, the next chapter for us. We've decided to create the Bucket List Family cartoon, an animated series. I'm not sure if it's going to be a short film or a full TV show type series or a movie. I just feel that that is the best next chapter for our family. We're going to keep making our travel videos. We're going to keep adventuring around the world, but alongside, we're going to do our best to create a cartoon. We're at stage 0. We haven't done any of the work yet. I don't even know what we're getting ourselves into, and that's probably why we're willing to do it. I feel like I've been through enough of these entrepreneurial ventures that I should know by now that it's hard. So I've never really shared this on camera before, but I think it might be important for this story, that when I was in college, I built an iPhone app. And 3 years later, we sold that iPhone app to Snapchat for $54 million. And part of that deal was for me to go and join the Snapchat team. It was my first, honestly, it was like my first real job. And it was my first taste of corporate environment. And this was the crazy thing. I was only at Snapchat for 3 months. And a lot of people asked me why I quit. And it was really hard to explain, because Snapchat was a great company, great environment, my great buddies worked there. But this is my best attempt to explain it, that when I joined a corporate environment, it was crazy how quickly my entrepreneurial spirit started to die, started to dim, and very quickly. Because before that, just honestly speaking, I have this like creative and entrepreneurial spirit in me that I feel like any idea that comes into my mind, I can create and I can accomplish. But oh, how quickly I started to like care about the opinion of my superiors and my boss and what others thought about me. And I hated that feeling. And I hated the fact that my entrepreneurial confidence was beginning to die. And I just needed to shake off that environment as fast as possible and get back to creating. And it was when I left Snapchat that we decided to start our travels around the world, start the Bucket List family. And now here we are 3 years later. And so that's what this cartoon is for me. This is my next entrepreneurial creative venture that is going to be so much bigger than me. I'm so excited to work on it together with my family, but also amazing artists, musicians, animators, and writers from around the world to create something so much bigger than all of us. We want to make the bucket list, the message that is the bucket list, everything that we represent, we want to make it much bigger than us. Up until now, the Bucket List family and our YouTube videos have mostly been just about us, and they've been our home videos, our memories, and I love that, but now I want to make it bigger than us. I want to share those messages with as many people as we can around the world. I'm not sure if this is going to be something that I try to sell to a network. I'm not sure if I'll try to build it ourselves, create it ourselves, and then sell it to something, or I'm not sure if we just keep it a small, independent, boutique team, and then we stream it. I really have no experience in this space, and so I'm gonna be learning a lot, and I'm excited for all of it. So why a cartoon? We get approached very often to do reality TV shows. We've heard from a lot of networks, from a lot of producers, from early on in our travels, and it just never felt right. I mean, I'm a yes man, so I always told them yes, but then they would talk to Jessica, and she would make the decision based on what she thought was best for our children, and she would tell them no. But with any amount of fame or exposure comes some good and some bad. And Jessica was really worried about the bad, but there's definitely some good that can come from it, mostly opportunity. And through the bucket list, through our Instagram, through our YouTube, our family has had an incredible amount of opportunity come its way. And so that's why we never really felt the need or the desire to do the reality TV show. But our kids are getting older, and we're not sure how much we want to force fame or exposure upon them. And so in our hopes, our best, sincere, intended hopes, we hope that a cartoon can continue to bring opportunity into our lives, into the lives of our children, while letting our children decide, especially as they get older, how much they want to be tied to it, or how much they just don't wish to be a part of it. We want them to choose how much exposure they want. And we hope a cartoon is the right path for our family moving forward. All right, and so now the why are we announcing it in this way so early on, like early on. It's not like we have a deal set up. It's not like we've been like this is just us on our own going for it. And if you haven't noticed by now, we're journal keepers. And we love not just sharing like the victories or the highlights of life, but so much more importantly, we love sharing the journey of everything. And that's what this is gonna be. If we can pull this off, it's gonna be an incredible journey. And we hope you'll tune in. We hope you'll follow along, because at the end of this, hopefully we have an incredible piece of artwork that is this animated series to share with you. Or maybe it's just crashed and burned and you witnessed all of that mess as well. And that is why, the biggest why of all, why we need your help. We've never created a cartoon before. We've never done anything like this before. I'm not an animator, I'm not a writer, but I admire those talents so much. And that's part of the excitement of this project for me, is getting to connect with talented artists that are far more talented than me, and being able to build something bigger than all of us together. But we need help, we need connections, we need advice and direction. If I were to give a little bit of a peek into my mind on this show, is imagine if you were watching a cartoon and you see this family on the Serengeti in Africa having breakfast, and all of a sudden elephants come into their camp and steal their breakfast. And if you're watching this and you've never heard of the Bucket List Family, you think, wow, what a fantastical story, but it's not real. And then at the end of that cartoon, the last like 2 minutes of it, you see real footage of the real family that was having breakfast on the Serengeti until elephants stormed their camp. I just think that would be a very cool opportunity that we as the Bucket List Family, having traveled about 80 countries around the world, have the opportunity to create, and that's what we want to do. I'm nervous about this. You'd think as you had more and more entrepreneurial successes in life, you'd have more confidence. But sometimes it's the other way around, where when you know how hard something is going to be, then a lot of fear comes your way. A lot of fear speaks to you. At this point, it's like there's two voices inside me. The voice of fear telling me, you don't need to do this. You can just retire. You don't need to work anymore. You'll probably fail. It's really hard. You don't know what you're doing. Why should you do this? That voice is loud. But then there's the voice of confidence. The voice of love that is louder, that knows why I'm doing this, that I have this sincere intention to create something to make the world a better place. And that voice of confidence knows, I'm going to do this, I'm gonna do it well. It's gonna be amazing. I think I said whale. There will be whales in this cartoon, you know that. How's that for a Sunday video? Thank you everyone who has been a part of our journey from the beginning, who has cared enough about our family to watch this announcement video, and we will definitely continue doing our Bucket List Family things. We are going to continue our YouTube, continue our Instagram, and we hope that you will continue to be a part of our family. Nothing but love from us to you. Thank you.